live. I think we're here. Okay, it says preparing. If it went too fast, sometimes I have to like go back. It says preparing still. Shoot. Oh, here, live preparing. Live on Facebook. Okay. Hey, Laura, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Did we all get spoiled with the weather the last 2 days here in Chicago? Wow. I hate to tell everybody it's going down in the 50s again, but you know what? Enjoy it while you have it. You know what? Debbie and I are so fortunate that we have found the most intriguing people to have on our things on Wednesday. And you know what, our interviews, and Debbie's going to introduce you to a woman that I just think is very fascinating. And I think every one of us will get something out of what she does. She's very multitasking in everything she does. And I could just tell that she's got a lot of passion in what she does. So with that, Debbie, would you like to talk about Tamara?
Absolutely, thank you. So I met Tamara like through a mutual friend, and I'll tell you what, this has been a blessing because she's got so much that she does. I don't even know where to start in introducing her. So I'm just going to give you a few bullet points about her. You know, she does some health and wellness coaching. She's got a podcast. She's certified in yoga instruction. She also has a master's degree in behavioral, organizational behavior. I hope I said that right. She is just got a world of knowledge. She deals with some health challenges that she has in her immediate family where she's been able to take those and just like turn them around. And she's got such a passion for helping other people. So we asked her today to come on and give us an idea of how she got to where she's getting and what she's doing and where she can offer a place that you can reach her and that she can help you with something maybe you're going through or just learn about plain nutrition. So with that, Tamara, I keep saying, I'm sorry. Oh, please go. Take it away. I'm having a day where I can't talk today, and it's just one of those days. So go for it.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm super excited to be here and to share. I'm Tamara Ortegal, and I have a health coaching practice called Coaching for Resilience. And today I want to share some things about resilience. People who have resilience tend to do 4 things. One is they stick with it. When something's really hard, they don't turn away. They don't take the easy way. They continue to engage and try. They look at what are all the possibilities for how I can solve what's going on in my life. And they don't take the easy road and they don't quit. So I want everyone to, realize we are going to have adversity. Especially right now, oh my gosh, we have such unknowns ahead of us. And we have to find ways to stick with it, to be creative, to have perseverance and rebound. There's going to come a day when we are on the other side of things, and to learn from our experiences so that the next time we're faced with a challenge, we're more prepared and we can draw on this experience to face that experience. So we all are resilient. We eventually get through things, but building this muscle of resilience helps us get through these phases faster and with less tears. So, to start, I just want to say, I'm going through something right now that some of you might have experienced, or you certainly will someday if you're a parent. My youngest son went to college in the fall, and in preparation for that, a couple of years ago, my husband and I decided we would downsize and move closer to the city. So we had lived in our home in Naperville for 21 years. And we have 3 boys, and we said, okay, we don't need to be so far away from the city. We don't need this big house anymore. So we bought a condo close to the city, and our middle son lived there for a year, which was really nice. And then we got to March and the pandemic hit, and we thought, oh my gosh, should we stay in our house? Should we move to the condo? What should we do? So in May, our youngest son graduated. And we just said, you know what, we want to carry on with the plan that we had. So we went ahead and we put the house on the market. It sold within 2 days, and in July we moved. It was so crazy. But you're in that moment where you're like, I have choices. I can stay here in the comfort of my home and rent out the condo, sell the condo, or I can just trust life that that's where we're supposed to go and we can proceed. But I have to tell you, moving during a pandemic has been really strange. you know. Um, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time, meeting new friends in person, right? As you can imagine. But of course, I'm grateful for all the online acquaintances I have, and I can't wait to meet everybody face to face. I look forward to those days when we can hug each other or shake hands again. But I'm here, and I'm giving it everything I've got. I'm out and about, in person and online, going shopping, eating out, engaging in networking, different things like that. But I'm learning about myself. The things that I'm missing about my past are like my whole family living together in one house, and the hustle and bustle of, raising children and dividing and conquering. Those days are gone. My kids are 19 to 25. And of course, every mom is going to miss that stage of life. And then I'm missing my physical house, like the front porch was such a place for me to go and sit quietly, to read a book, to just look out and, just be in nature. I'm missing my garage. In the condo building, we have a shared garage. So I'm missing my place where all my things are stored, where my bike is. I have this bike on these hooks, and I have to go through all this gymnastics to get my bike off the hooks. But it's those little things that are sort of strange. And I miss walking around the block and having people recognize me and say hi to me. So, I know I'm going to get through this like every other mom who has grown kids does. But I just want to say it's not easy, and to acknowledge it, to feel the feelings that you have, and to then push through to what's on the other side of that. So I do want to circle back to kind of how I got into health and wellness. 11 years ago, 2 of my seemingly healthy kids were diagnosed with Crohn's disease within a 2-week period. It was so crazy. My youngest guy was 8 and my middle guy was 13. And the younger one actually had like symptoms of maybe like the stomach flu. And it persisted, and we went through a series of testing and found out, no, it wasn't a foodborne allergy or a virus like that. Through the colonoscopy, we discovered Crohn's disease. And then learning about the symptoms, we were able to go back and say, wow, I think our middle son has some of those symptoms. Let's get him checked as well. So it was a really, really terrifying experience to all of a sudden have 2 kids with an autoimmune condition that you knew nothing about. Mm-hmm. So, I became a health detective. I said, oh my gosh, okay, these kids have this autoimmune condition. We're going to take the medication that's prescribed, but we're not going to just stop there. I want them to have health. I want them to have vitality and to have the childhood that they deserve. Mm-hmm. And so, I just got online and I started reading and researching and connecting with people. And I ended up in a health coaching program through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, really at first just for my own knowledge, to talk about what are all the variables of health. Diet is one thing, and then your livelihood, your hobbies, your relationships, your spirituality, all these things combine to create health for us. And so it was just such an amazing 12-month program, and I really was so grateful to be able to attend that. And over time, I just learned so much. And then I continued, my mom and I decided maybe going gluten-free was a good idea. And I had the luxury of going on a cruise with Dr. William Davis, who wrote the book Wheat Belly. And at the time I was sharing Arbonne. And so I got to do a health chat on skin and food sensitivities. And I got to share. So that was really cool. I've gone to Sanoviv Medical Institute, which is on the Mexico border, which is an amazing holistic health hospital. And I learned about iodine and lots of things. But the one thing that I took away from that is the concept of laughter and laughter therapy, and how important it is for our immune system to just have that experience of just being lighthearted and laughing every day. And I've just continued to engage in things like this that are life-giving. And that's what I want for everyone, is just continue to move forward in your life and to want real health. And there's so many more things that I've done, but I don't want to, dwell on that. But anyway, when I think about health, the 3 things that I want to start with and really impress on people is, first and foremost, I think food is medicine. So whenever I work with somebody, I always start with their diet, because let's face it, we eat 3 to 5 times a day. And for a lot of people, who are reading literature on health and wellness, they already know that the gut and the brain connection is really strong, and that there's even sort of a second brain inside your gut. And so if you want to have a good mood, if you want to think clearly, if you want to have energy, you need to feed your brain and your body with really, really healthy food. So I recommend the Mediterranean diet. For people who want to be vegetarian and vegan, that's fabulous. But the research is showing that you don't have to go all the way. And so I kind of think like 80-20 is really, really good. And so I do eat some fish. Occasionally I'll have some chicken. If I'm on vacation and somebody made bacon, I'm probably going to have a piece. But I don't shop for those things. I don't have them in my fridge unless my kids are coming home. And then I'll buy them some things that they might like. But my husband and I mostly eat fruits, veggies, whole grains, legumes, salmon, different kinds of fish, some shrimp, things like this. And that's really what I recommend for everyone. And I want people to learn about the gut and the microbiome. We are 90% bacteria and viruses and fungi and things like that. We're really only 10% human cells. And we're all so afraid of viruses. And I know right now COVID is a unique virus, and I'm not saying don't be afraid of it. I just think have a healthy fear of it, but don't be terrified of it. We can manage this for the most part. And we need to learn to live kind of in a commensal environment collaboratively with the viruses and bacteria in our body. And so if you know that 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut, that could be motivation to eat a lot of plants, because the good bacteria in your system is fed by plants. The bad bacteria in your system is fed by the standard American diet and stress and a lot of things that we're exposed to in the environment that our body just struggles with. And so we want to keep that balance of good bacteria and bad bacteria. And when we don't eat a healthy plant-based diet, we have more bad than good, and we get out of balance, and then our body breaks down. So to keep that immune system and that gut strong, the plants really, really do help. And so I recommend Juice Plus. It's a whole food supplement. It's 30 fruits, veggies, and berries in a capsule or a gummy. And there's a really great family health study. The company is so great about recommending for parents and children to all be taking this. And so you can basically get a buy one, get one free. The parent can buy it, or an adult can buy it, even if they're not related to a child, and sponsor a child for free. And then I also recommend gardening. If you have a yard with, a space for a garden, plant your own food. It's so much healthier to eat food grown locally. I don't, again, living in a condo, I don't have access to a yard anymore. So I have a tower garden, and I absolutely love being able to grow my veggies in my tower garden. And so I would love to tell you more about that offline. But if you have access to a garden option, or at least, buy locally through your CSAs and things like that, get the healthiest food possible. The second thing is mindset. I really, really want people to realize that, thoughts come and go in our brains, right? We just are constantly in that mode, and we need to let those thoughts pass through. We need to ask ourselves, is what I'm thinking true? And am I thinking from a fear standpoint or from a growth standpoint? And so for me, I love yoga, I love swimming, I love hiking, being in nature. I love sort of a moving meditation. But for people who want to be still, I think it's great to, if you want to sit or lie down and close your eyes and have a quiet moment, there's so many apps that you can listen to online, the Calm app and some other, Deepak Chopra, people like that. But if you're like me and you like to move, swimming is so meditative, hiking in nature, and doing things that are moving. And I just absolutely can't say enough about yoga and how much I love that practice. And then the third thing just for today is relationships. I would not be where I am without the people in my life, my parents, my siblings, my close friends, my community. We need each other, and we need to surround ourselves with people who can uplift us. And, I hate it when we think about this COVID experience and people, staying away from each other. In honesty, I have not done that. I've had a pretty big bubble, and I've traveled extensively through COVID, mostly outdoors. You know, I've gone to Florida, I've gone to the Carolinas, to Nashville, to Georgia, to Wisconsin, to Michigan, always hiking, ski. Oh, I went to Montana, skiing, snowshoeing, all these different things. And so, but I went with friends and family and people that were willing to be outside with me. And I just can't say enough about how important relationships are. And they take work. Gosh, when it comes to resilience, that's where the work is two minds meeting, two hearts meeting, and trying to work through our differences. And that's at home, that's at work, wherever we go. And so it's so beautiful when you can look at different perspectives and you can learn from each other. And you know, I just can't impress enough how I just think we can just be so much better together. And you know, I do look forward to everybody, you know, regrouping as things open up with COVID. But even if they don't, or they go back, you know, expand your bubble, find a way to, you know, keep connected with the people that you care about. So, you know, as you guys mentioned in my intro, I am involved in lots of different things. You know, I have my health coaching one-on-one business. I share Juice Plus. I have a podcast called Stepping Into Health, which I love to have conversations with people who are doing different things and to promote their ideas. And if they have a business behind those ideas, great. If it's just something they care about, that's perfect too. And then recently I decided to put a little box together, and it's called the Soul Inspired Box. And each month it changes just a little bit. So this month, the theme of the Soul Inspired Box is love, play, and grow. So this month, the box has a signature tea that says Soul Inspired on it. And it has a game. My family and my husband's family both play the game of cribbage. And it's just a little card game with pegs, and it's just a really fun game to play. And so it includes that. It includes a bracelet from the company My Intent that's in rose gold, and it says inspired on it. And then there's a sample of Juice Plus. And the box itself is a really pretty box, and I imagine people will keep their keepsakes in there, or cards, or whatever they love. And so every month it's changing just a little bit, but it's always going to have this theme that goes with it. And the box is $49. And I am looking for people who want to participate in creating the box. You know, who has something or sells something that would inspire and make them feel loved and make them feel whole. And that's what I'm looking to do. So anyway, I guess I'll leave it at that. And I would love to answer any questions that you have or engage in conversation about any of these topics.
Well, I just want to say, Tamara, first of all, I just want to say how amazing your well-rounded, you know, like what you're doing is going. And I love the fact that you're touching on different things. And you really said something so profound about how, like, we always want to get out there and meet and greet. We always want to get out there and meet people. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I think Lori and I can both say this. I think we've met more people since this pandemic has happened. Really? Okay. So with social networking, with, you know, all these different platforms that we have and ways that we can get together and all this stuff. And I think that this has changed in a positive way. Not that we ever wanted COVID to be part of our, you know, life, but there is a way that it's made us stretch ourselves to do different things. And I also think what's really cool is that the vision that you have that's like-minded to so many of the people that we've been talking to, it's really all following a very similar direction. You know, talking about a lot of the gut brain is huge. It's a huge situation. And I think that it's just too bad that we don't learn this when we're younger. But I think the big message here that Lori and I are trying to show a lot is that it's okay. And as well as you have, Lori and I have this motto, we say reset 2021. You know, you can start today. You can start today to make a difference and a change in everything that you're doing. And it might not start overnight, and you're not alone. We have resources. We have all of these networking people that we've like networked out and have met that are now part of our For the Health and Wellness of You. And, you know, everything you said was just so amazing. I can't wait to see and learn more about everything. And we want to encourage everybody to keep up with everything, because you are going to put all your information for us on the comments, on our Facebook Live. And it's just exciting. It's exciting to, the old Girl Scout song about make new friends. It goes through my head because I was a Girl Scout leader. Make new friends and keep the old, what the circle is, whatever. I can't remember every word of it, but with that, I want to turn it to Lori, because I know Lori's smiling and I know she's got a lot to say. So we appreciate you spending time with us today.
Oh, thank you.
I am just fascinated with you, Tamara. I just, for somebody that struggles a lot with medical issues and trying to stay positive, I just like what you said about, putting on music or putting on calming things. A lot of us, and I'm the queen of it, gets involved with TV politics. I know we're not supposed to talk about politics, but a TV stuff going on, the facts of what's going on in this world. And then I get so much anxiety about it that I ruin my diet. I just go and eat a whole mess of food and then I feel sick. So I like your idea of, making yourself calm and, doing stuff that is positive for yourself. And I think that is absolutely wonderful. I know a lot of people struggle with the same things, but otherwise, I just think you're fascinating, and I look forward to listening to one of your podcasts.
Oh, I can't wait for you to listen. Yeah, I have one podcast that I did with Jan Saran on the plant-based diet. So I encourage people to listen to that one. And then, on my journey of moving, I found a book that's called This Is Where You Belong, The Art and Science of Loving Where You Live. And so I invited a realtor to read the book with me. And then we talked about it on the podcast. And it's such a great book about, loving where you live. We bring ourselves wherever we go. And so it's really on us to find ways to love wherever we are, whenever we're there. And so, those are a couple of my favorites. Today I released one that I did with a social worker. And she has a podcast also called Social Work Sunday Tea. And she wants to help normalize getting mental health help. And that's so important right now because sure, a lot of people are struggling with different things. And so we need to have those resources available, and we need to make it okay to ask for help. So those are just a few. And, I really, really love having these conversations. And there's so many inspiring people out there that have something valuable to share.
I just want to encourage you to also share some of these things on our page, from your page to our page, your podcast to our, stuff, because this is where it all is. You never know who's listening. And you also don't know right now who's listening to what we're saying that thinks of somebody else that could really want to hear this or it would benefit them, and it's so cool because we're all over, we're in 2 countries and a whole bunch of states, and it doesn't matter where you are residing. It doesn't matter if you're at the back, one town over, it's crazy. So anyways, with that, I'm going to have Lori close us out, and thank you again, Tamara, for spending the day, this time with us and giving us all this great information.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah.
Go ahead, Laura.
Thank you, Tamara. We really appreciate you coming on, and we look forward to hearing more from all the adventures that you're doing. And you just really inspired me today, and I thank you for that. With that, I'm going to say bye, everybody. You have a great Wednesday, and you know what? Keep inviting friends. We're in the 423, I think it is. Let's get us to 1,000. We're here for you. We want to hear from any subjects you want to talk to us. And then we'll see you Friday with Friends Helping Friends.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much again. Have a great day.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.